Hi guys, today's video is going to be an interesting one. I've seen quite a few videos from other Splatoon YouTubers talking about big problems with the game. Whether it's like a list of 5 issues they have with the game, or a video focusing on just one big problem, there's a lot of content out there regarding the negative aspects of Splatoon 3. Even I've made similar videos in the past. But today, I wanted to make a video talking about some more personal problems that I have with the game. In other words, these are some very obscure issues that 95% of the player base wouldn't have a problem with. But because I'm me and I'm weird, these things do bother me. Now, they don't bother me enough to ruin the game for me or anything like that. I can totally live with all these things never changing. But I just thought it would be a fun idea to share them with all of you. And hey, maybe some of you listening might agree with these. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you do, and also be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Let's do it. Number 1, titles. Wait, titles? But these are such a cool feature. They give players another form of customization, and there's so many of them to choose from. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. The issue is how you unlock these titles. While there are a few set titles that every player will get from the story mode and catalog, I'd say a good 90% of them can only be obtained through the shellout machine. And as all of you know, the shellout machine is complete RNG. Now, the odds of you rolling a title capsule are relatively high at 22%, but the odds of getting specific titles that you want are very low. I mean, there's literally 1,150 different titles that you can get, and it's all completely random. I'm not saying that I necessarily have an issue with being able to obtain them from the shellout machine, but I wish there could be other ways of getting them. For example, the weapon user titles. I wish those could be locked behind weapon freshness or something. Like, if I reach 4 stars on the Splattershot, then I could automatically unlock the Splattershot user title. But even for other normal titles, it would be great if there were other means of obtaining them besides just the shellout machine. Like, why not have random titles be sold at Hotlantis every day? Or why not let us trade or order titles off of other players? Like, this game has been out almost a year, and I've rolled the shellout machine at least once every single day. Some days way more, and I still do not have the content creator title. If the game just let me, I would happily drop 500,000 cash to get that title. But as it is right now, I just gotta hope RNG is on my side. Number 2, there is pretty much no point to leveling up in this game. Yes, okay, there's badges, cool, but what else? For some reason, you don't get super sea snails for leveling up anymore like you did in Splatoon 2. They removed that feature. So now you just get nothing? It's also dumb because the game has experience tickets that increase the rate of how fast you can level up. But like, why would you ever use these? Unless you're just really grinding for those level up badges, or you want to brag to your friends about how high of a level you're at, there is actually no purpose. The tickets don't even count towards weapon freshness or catalog points, so just why? Now, maybe they plan to bring back sea snails for leveling up in the future? I don't know. But in its current state, the level up system in this game is very bizarre. Number 3, you can no longer check placements for Open. Now, this is probably the thing on this list that I care the least about, but it is still weird. If you didn't know, in Splatoon 2, when you played League Battle with friends, there would be an automatically updated leaderboard showing the top 100 pair and quad teams at the end of every single rotation, which could be accessed both in-game and on the Splatnet app. Now, League Battle didn't even exist in Splatoon 3 for the first 9 months of the game's life, but they did sort of bring it back for the recent Sizzle season. They sort of just converted Anarchy Open into League Battle, as you can now get powers with friends and see what place you guys got after a rotation. However, there's no leaderboard anymore, either in-game or on the app. It just tells you what place you got. Now, yeah, it doesn't really matter, like people don't need to see the leaderboard or how well the power stacked up against the rest of the top 100, but it was certainly nice. It's just weird that they decided to remove it. I'm not sure if it's a thing where like the devs didn't have time to include that feature, or there's actually a valid reason as to why they opted to cut it. But anyway, number 4, you can't reorganize the abilities on your gear. Again, I know I'm probably the only person in the world that gets bothered by this, but I'm still gonna include it. I'm someone who likes to make their gear aesthetically pleasing, which means that I like it to look organized and have duplicate abilities be right next to each other. It would be so cool if the game just let us swap around the placement of the abilities to satisfy all of us with OCD. But instead, we have to spend extra chunks to get the abilities to be exactly where we want. I've done that many, many times, by the way. Last, but certainly not least, we have number 5. The Nintendo Switch block list does not work in Splatoon 3. Yep, you heard me right. The game just straight up ignores your block list. Are you getting someone in your games who's consistently throwing matches on your team? Too bad. Are you getting someone who keeps lobby sniping you while you're streaming, or maybe harassing you by having an inappropriate nickname? Tough luck. Seriously, it's ridiculous. Now, I understand them making it not work for X rank, since you could theoretically block good players just to avoid being matched up with them. But why doesn't it work for Turf War or Open? That's just silly. It worked perfectly fine in Splatoon 2, so I don't get it. Now, just because I know some people are going to comment this, yes, I'm aware that there's supposedly another way to blacklist people from your matches by using the in-game report feature. Now, I say supposedly because, well, despite what people may say, this actually doesn't work either. I reported someone in one of my matches who was purposely throwing, and just a few days later, they were in my game again. So yeah, as far as I know, there's no true way to successfully blacklist someone from appearing in your Splatoon 3 matches, and that needs to change. Or at least, I think so. That was the whole point of this list, right?